Hey guys, Dave here with Select Fire Training Center talking today on handgun grip. More specifically, proper handgun grip for a semi-automatic pistol like this Glock here. So for the sake of the video, firearm is empty. There's no magazine in it, so I'm going to send the slide forward. We see this all the time. People are unsure on how to hold their gun. They rent a gun or they just bought a gun, and all they've seen is TV and movies and stuff like that. Well, let me tell you, TV and movies are not accurate depictions on proper firearms handling. So this video here is to give you a little kickstart on proper handgun grip. So here we go. It's really easy, and for the sake of this video, I am left-handed. So my left hand will be my weapon hand, and my right hand will be my support hand. So just remember that. Backwards for you righties. First step is grabbing the gun. I just tell people, grab the gun like it's a hammer. Easy as that. The only caveat and the only thing that I add to that is you want a high tang grip. And what that means is back here is your beaver tail or the tang of the gun. You want to get as high on that as you can without impeding the natural movement of the firearm. So get a high tang grip as high as you can. Firm grip. Now, if you look at the opposite side of the gun, there is a void here. We all know through physics and science and stuff like that, that energy likes to travel through the path of least resistance. So this whole thing here is a path. And what's going to happen if I shoot this gun one-handed right now? It's going to go up and to the right. The way that we stop that from happening is filling in with our support hand, or your right or left hand, depending on which hand you are. For me, it's right. So filling that in, that is going to help the gun just go straight up. Now, the caveat to using and applying force with your support hand, we call the thumbs forward grip. In the firearms industry, this has kind of become the standard type grip. You see in the movies, you got the teacups and the thumbs up and all these random grips, but the tried and true modern method is thumbs forward. And it's really just what it sounds like. You want to drive your thumbs forward towards your target. What this does is helps apply better force down on the gun and gives you just a better, more controllable grip. And the way you do it is place your hand, your support hand, on the grip of the gun, having your weapon hand thumb rest on your support hand, leaving no gap here whatsoever, just skin-on-skin contact. Place your thumbs forward. Usually it's going to rest along the side of the frame here. And as you shoot, you just want to drive your thumbs towards your target, just like that. If you have a Glock or a similar pistol, the frame here has a bump on it, and you can actually use that to rest your thumb on and apply downward force to help mitigate recoil even more. A lot of guys go to the extremes, kind of like myself, and we bring our hand real high up on the gun, basically on the slide, and that helps us get even more force down and an even better, more solid grip. But just as a starting point, try the basic thumbs forward along the frame of the gun. So obviously, as I described, that is going to help fill that void, and the gun will recoil up more. It will not go to one direction or the other because there is no path of least resistance except for above the gun. The way that we correct for the resistance that we now have, or the path of least resistance that we now have, is with our grip strength, our shoulders, and our arms. So with the grip strength, a lot of guys out there talk about the 60-40 or the push-pull and all of this, and to be honest with you, it's just pretty confusing for regular people. So the way that I describe it is, after you acquire proper grip of the firearm, hold the gun tight, but don't hold it so tight that you're shaking. If you start shaking, we all know what happens to accuracy. You need to back off the pressure of your grip. Hold it firm and tight, but don't worry about it. Start shooting. If you're getting too much recoil, tighten your grip up a little bit more. Start off a little bit weaker and then tighten your grip up as you get the feel for it. The only way to get a better grip and better recoil management is to continuously shoot and shoot more and more and more. And you'll eventually get the feel for that recoil and be able to adjust from there. So when your hands are wrapped around, really, with your fingers, kind of just let them land where they are. You can rest them in the grooves of your weapon hand. But as you get that thumbs forward grip, squeeze the gun. Just squeeze it. Squeeze it tight, and then get the feel for it from there. That's the best way that I can really describe it. Other than that, once you get your grip and your grip strength down, comes your shoulders and your arms. The way I describe this to people is extend your arms out all the way until it hurts, and then back off. You know that if you're in pain and you're straining yourself, the gun is going to wobble, you're going to shake, and once again, your accuracy is going to fail. So I extend my arms all the way out and then back off to where it doesn't hurt anymore. Bring the gun up to your eyes and just allow a nice, smooth transition to that. Once you have your elbows in a comfortable spot, your grip at the right strength, what I recommend doing is taking your shoulders and your elbows and rotating them out. When you rotate your shoulders and elbows out, what that does is it locks in your form and it only allows the gun to come back. We've already reduced the side-to-side path of least resistance, and we've already mitigated the up and down path of least resistance with our grip strength. Once we pop out our elbows and our shoulders, that puts it all together and makes the gun just want to come straight back. So, as you can kind of tell, handgun grip is more than just grabbing the gun and shooting. There's a lot of components to it and a lot of things that if you work on each one over time, you're just going to get better and better and better. So for the sake of practice, the sake of range practice, start off trying your thumbs forward grip, get comfortable with that. As you get comfortable with that, try working on your grip strength. See what works better for you. Then kind of come from your hands all the way back to your shoulders and just start locking everything in at once and getting everything put together. It'll feel weird at first, but you will get used to it and it'll eventually become second nature. So hopefully that helped. I know it was pretty in-depth, but I wanted to make that video. That way you guys have a reference point to come back and watch later. So we'll see you on the range, guys.